process of writing for a lifetime. Not because I think the product is so important, it's just the process, really. It's my way of finding the elements of my story that I don't want to miss before it's too late. It's about finding places in my heart that have been covered and buried and locked in storage, and getting them back so I can be more alive. So it is bewildering for people who come when I teach songwriting, because they're expecting me to, tell them how to make a song sound like a song, sound like it ought to sound, how to fill out the form. I don't want to fill out the form. I want to be informed. I want the song to tell me what it knows. I don't want to make it do anything. I just want to... If I start out with a guitar riff or a little phrase that moves me, I trust that it moves me because it's coming from a place that I'm going. And my heart catches a point of view as if it's a vista that I haven't even hiked to yet. But it's a way of seeing. It's almost as if I can see from the point of view of who I could become. Now, that saved my life. Tonight, when I start playing, like a lot of nights, I need music. I need it to remind me. So I come to this song with great gratitude and wonder, because this song moves me. When I first wrote it, I didn't understand it. I didn't think it was autobiographical. I didn't quite get the connection. All I knew is it started with this line that went, "When you hear the sound from far enough away, even dynamite can purr." It's an odd line, isn't it? But I just trust that if it moves me, it's coming from some place in my heart that I'm trying to get to. So I listen. And I ask it questions. I say, okay, song, if this were the soundtrack of some part of my life, what would it be? What part of my life feels like that? So I thought, well, there is something about when I was walking out on the river with my dad. I was about 8 years old. It freezes thick. You can walk out there, people drive out there. It just looked like fields and fields to me. It looked like soccer fields, baseball fields, covered with snow. There's a river underneath, but I didn't know. So I just kept on in this sort of like archaeology, where you're slowly uncovering this song, not wanting to break it in the process. And little by little I found, well, there's the character. There's the guy whose job it is to break the ice. Imagine if he took that job because that's the thing he can't do in the rest of his life. Break the ice. Just say what he needs to say. Oh, then the song got interesting. I started realizing this is my story. I'll sing you the song and then I'll tell you more about why. He plants the charges on the river, on the ice, on the ice. He'll break the silence of the winter for a price, for a price. hear the sound from far enough away, even dynamite can purr. Hand in hand along the memory of the way they were. They were walking on the ice of all the things you'll never say to her. They can drive out on the water like it's land, like it's land. He takes the detonator wires in his hand, in his hand. When you hear the sound from far enough away, even dynamite can purr. Hand in hand along the memory of the way they were. They were walking on the ice of all the things he'll never say to her. Acres of snow, long as all that ice stays hard. So they made their home, safe within that lovely yard. She's got her ear against his heartbeat in their bed, in their bed. Somehow the things he's never spoken have been said, have been said. When you hear the sound from far enough away, even dynamite can purr. Hand in hand along the memory of the way they were. They were walking on the ice of all the things you'll never say to her. Yesterday I played Cleveland. I grew up around there. My folks came to the show. It was good. And I had that same familiar feeling of so much I want to say, so much that ought to be said, just about the love that's there. And I can't speak. I can't say anything that matters. I don't know why. It's just the way it is in our family growing up. It's always been that way. It's a weird kind of a... This song reminds me of the time when I was 8 years old, when my dad confided in me about his affair and said, "Oh, now don't tell Mom, because it'll break up the family." I was 8 years old. But I kept the secret, and I was always aware that anytime somebody's, like, you know, went stomping through the living room or slammed a door, I heard the cracking sound. Like the cracking sound that has a weird kind of squeal to it, like ice. And I just imagined the whole house falling in, and there was some deep, cold, dark current underneath everything, and I don't know, I just kind of adapted to it. I thought it was my job to kind of hold things together, kind of wait, see if I could get in between the slamming door and the frame, and it's just kind of like quiet everything. And of course, the song Covert War is about that, but I thought that part of my heart was all cleaned up now. You know, the music had gone in there and shined a light around, and found out that, you know, I could go back into that place in my heart. That was good. But this song was more about that odd thing that I learned about all that can't be said. So much that can't be said. You just never know what might turn into some huge argument. So it's just minefields everywhere. And you can't start a conversation because you don't know who's going to react how. Well, it's alcohol, you know, it happens. So, years later, I was asking my mom, well, not asking, I couldn't really ask. It was very indirect. I was kind of hinting around, seeing if she knew. And she said, David, stop. She said, yes, I knew, okay? You knew? Yes, I always knew. Why did nobody say anything? She said, well, there's some things that if they're said, they can't be unsaid. What's that supposed to mean? I mean, words are something to be feared? Luckily, there was one place in my life where it was kind of okay. The guitar said, hey, anything you want to talk about, just put it in a song. Really? You can do that? Oh, yeah. Why? How come it's okay in a song? Well, because when you hear the sound from far enough away. So it was a good visit with my folks, and every time I get the chance, I say, can I play you a song? And I'll just play them a song about how I love them, and I'll just try to speak. Well, a few months back, we were around my dad's bedside. We thought he was dying. We all got the call, get here quick. And there we were around the bedside, my brother, his sweetie, me, my mom. My dad's in the bed looking frail. He's propped up, kind of tipping to one side. And we're all around the bed, and we're all talking, and we're talking about nothing. 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 And I'm thinking, how many more heartbeats does this man have? How many more breaths does this man have? How much time will we waste saying nothing, talking about the junk that's on the television, making fun of the commercials? Come on. Who's gonna say something? I said, Dave, speak. And I had nothing. All I had was that same twist in my gut that wrote every single song I've ever written. That twist that says, please, can we say something that matters? Something that we'll remember. Something that will deepen the friendship. That will speak the love. That will mark the time. Just anything. And I tried. And I didn't know where to start. So I had to say, I'm sorry, but can we just turn off the TV? Can I just play you a song? And everyone went. And I played a song. And afterwards it was quiet. And then kind of people put hands on shoulders. And then gradually hug. And my brother leaned over and said, yeah, that was a good conversation. When you hear the sound from far enough away.